Happy 2025. Happy January. Wow. We're in a whole new year, okay? Well, a whole new calendar year. We haven't started an astrological year yet. That happens in the spring with Aries season. So, I'm doing something different. I'm going to combine astrology, numerology, and tarot for the month ahead overview. Let me know if you like this. Let me know what the vibes are. Quick SSP, I do have the 2025 Q1 Cosmic Forecast reading. It's up and live. Links in the post, okay? If you're interested in knowing what the first few months of 2025 have in store for you. Also have all kinds of readings and offerings. My 2025 Astro Guide, I bundled it, okay? So it's got video and a PDF. You can read, you could watch, you could do whatever you like. Let's get into it. It's a one universal month, all right? What does that mean? Universal 1 month. We are all collectively feeling the vibration of the number one this month. Why? January is the first month of the year, okay? 2025 is a 9 year. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. Then we take 1 plus 9, we get 10. We break 10 down because there are no 10s in numerology. I know, right? Well, it breaks down to a 1 because 1 plus 0 is 1. How is the number one showing up for us this month? All right, it's very aligned with January. People start off the new year and they're like, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to do all these things, right? Even though I don't feel like that's a healthy way to start off the year, especially since we're in the dead of winter, but that's just me, okay? I used to be one of those people that was like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to meditate every day. Okay, that's not really realistic. I feel like because the energy of January is kind of slow because we're literally just coming out of the solstice. But anyway, I digress. That was my little rant. 1 month is the start of a new cycle. It's a new beginning. So it's a good time to start a project, try something new, take the initiative. You're feeling more empowered, inspired, motivated. You're ready to boss up. You're ready to lead. It's Leo energy, okay? And I always like to say you're not bossy, you're the boss, but you probably are a little bossy. If you're a one vibration anywhere in your numerology chart, the number one is associated with the sign of Leo and the sun. So you already know the vibes. It's time to step up and step out into the spotlight, shine that light. How are you going to do this? Work on a project, try something new, get creative, get inventive, pitch a project, pitch an idea. I mean, I guess it's kind of slow. If you can, go after a promotion. All right. Now, I do want to kind of clarify. Although we are in a 1 month, this is a 9 year. So I almost look at this as like we're in a full moon, right? Where you are having the sun in the opposite sign of the moon. So it's like the one is the beginning, the nine is the ending. So maybe we need to meet somewhere in the middle. Maybe we have some projects that we need to finish before we're able to move on and take on new things. Instead of dropping that mixtape. It could be that you have to remix something that's already out, or even you're just planning for the future. You're not necessarily executing, but you're like getting all your ducks in a row. This tracks, right? The nine energy, because Mars, the planet of assertion, is also retrograde, and the nine is ruled by Mars. So while we may have this desire to get all these things going, the Mars retrograde is saying, slow down. Let's take stock of what we already have going on. What do you have on your plate? So it also could be really a really good time for you to like clear out your space, declutter, let go of things that are no longer serving you, donate thing that you don't, use or is taking up space in your house. Free up that chi, that energy. Okay, so that's kind of the one energy. Think of taking the initiative. It's more of a solo vibe. You're not going to be like this big team player. Now, this is the energy we all feel collectively. If you want to know your personal month number, you would take your personal year and then you would add it to the month. So let's say you're in a 6 year, you would add 1 plus 6, you'd be in a 7 month. Okay. I personally am in a 9 year. I'm vibing with the universe. So I'm in a 1 month. And I immediately woke up yesterday and was like, let's go. Even though, where are we going? Mars is retrograde. Okay. So what's the tarot tea for January? I'm using the zodiac calendar. So the tarot card for this month is the devil. Shout out to all the Capricorns. I love that this is our signs card. I'm kidding. Absolutely. Actually, I'm like, why does Capricorn got to be the devil? But I do think of Jeff Bezos, however the hell you say his name, okay? Let's dive into the card. He's a Capricorn. The devil is depicted as half man and half goat. So the Cappy vibes, right? The devil actually does look kind of frightening to me personally. And if you've ever pulled this card, it's not one that you're like, yes, I got the devil, like where you would be like, oh, I got the sun, or, I got the star. At the devil's feet are man and women. They're chained together. They're in bondage. Now, this is the same couple that we saw in the Lovers card. Let me blow your mind here. The Lovers is a 6. The devil is a 15. Both numbers add up to 6, right? The Lovers is the light side of the couple. The devil is the dark side of the couple. I hate to say dark, the shadow side, all right? Now, the 6 is about bringing things into balance. These couples are obviously not into balance if they're in bondage, right? If they're a slave to something. There's a darker force at play here. The devil is associated with temptation, material greed, obsession, control, addiction, attachment, all of the things, right? If you do take a closer look, you'll see there's that pentagram on the devil's head. We see on the pentacles throughout the deck. So what are pentacles? Coin, material, right? Shmoney. I always say shmoney. Money can be the devil, and we could be a slave to money if we're operating in a lower frequency. You know what? It's all about the energy that we assign to money. Are we assigning a negative, toxic energy to money? Are we seeing money as something that is positive, that can help, that can uplift, that can be shared, that can circulate? Or are we hoarding it? Are we being controlled by money? All of these things. The man and the woman are starting to look devilish, right? They've grown horns themselves. There's like some grapes going on, and then there's some fire on the tail. The devil has imprisoned the couple, right? Or so it seems. But really the chains are loose, and they don't seem to be like in distress. They're not like crying out in pain, but they definitely don't look happy either. Are you a slave to materialism, gang? Are you seeking temporary pleasure through shopping, sex, drinking, or some form of escapist behavior instead of like embracing spiritual growth? I'm gonna be honest, I remember when I was addicted to shopping, it was kind of low-key a nightmare. Are you gambling? Yes, I need to stop gambling. Are being reckless with your money? These are all questions to ask yourself. Like, what are your vices? What has control over you? The devil represents our shadow side. And I always like to say every light casts a shadow. We all have a shadow side. I don't care how much love and light and peace it up and all that, please, okay? We all have that dark side. But maybe we're leaning too much into the dark side and not enough in the light. It's time to break bonds and ties with people, places, and things that are unhealthy. This kind of also aligns with January, right? January is the beginning of the calendar year where a lot of people are setting those resolutions. They're like, I'm no longer going to smoke. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to be healthy. I'm not going to doom scroll, whatever. So Capricorn is also the sign associated with discipline. This can be a good time to free yourself from low vibrational habits, behaviors, situations, whatever activities. Also with that one energy, you'll have the battery in your back, to go do it. So the devil doesn't have to be all bad. Saturn is bringing discipline. So just like you've been disciplined to lean into that, addiction, you could be disciplined to free yourself, right? We don't need to be gluttonous. What are the 7 sins? Greed, sloth. You know the vibes. Okay. Right? Because money truly also, I want to just go back to the money part, because people always are like Capricorn, money, money, but it's really more about security for the Capricorn energy. And money can truly be liberating, but it also can be imprisoning. It can imprison you, all right? Or enslave you. What's up with the stars? My spicy spot of the month takes place on January 3rd. We've been here before. Mars is forming an opposition to Pluto in Aquarius. Mars is retrograde right now. Mars is the planet of action. Pluto is the planet of power. These are two powerful planets facing off in a tug of war. We can feel a little aggressive and argumentative during this period. There could be a battle. I've noticed that people have been trying to come for me, and I've just been letting them because I just read The Courage to be Disliked. Go check out my TikTok post. You can grab it from the TikTok shop. And I'm like, let me not engage in this. In the past, because I do have Mars forming an aspect to Pluto in my chart, I would easily lean into the battle and go to war with people. And I'm like, I just don't have the energy. And also Mars retrograde. I'm like, I'm tired of fighting. Even Aries risings get tired of fighting, okay? So maybe you take the high road, because Mars and Pluto can both be very ruthless in terms of getting what they want. This is not a Venus energy. Let's all kumbaya and get along. No, this is like, give me what I want or I'm going to beat you up, okay? Okay. We have one more pass of this transit. I do not know the exact date. I think it's in April. So Mars is going to meet up with Pluto once again when it goes direct in Leo, right? And because Pluto will be in Aquarius until 2044. So, we're going to have this energy again. This is intense. I like this energy though for working on a goal, working on a project that requires focus and true grit. Essentially, for you to lock in, maybe working out, doing something that you're exercising, or you're releasing this energy and this feeling. So you're not going and letting it out on someone else, right? In a personal connection. My sweet spot of the month is today. January 2nd, Venus, the planet of love, the planet of pleasure, enters Pisces. It's my Venus return. Venus in Pisces is giving unconditional love. It's spiritual love. It's agape. The low vibe of Venus in Pisces is she can be delusional. By she, I mean me. Haha, I have a Venus in Pisces, as I just said. I do love Venus in Pisces for adding a little sweetness, a little hope, a little inspiration, a little cotton candy fantasy. That's what I call it. We deserve. Okay, the transits have been dragging us, so we deserve a little Venus and Pisces juju. Love this for us, okay? The major astro energy, Mars retrogrades back into Cancer January 6th. Mars in Cancer is in its detriment. It's very much my home, my family, my homeland, right? So Mars will be in Cancer retrograde during Trump's inauguration. Mars in Cancer, it's giving nationalism, it's giving American flag, it's giving pride in this questionable country. But, it is what it is. When Mars moon walks back through the sign of Cancer, we can feel more passive aggressive, cling to the past, needing to be driven to do something through emotion, through a feeling, right? Not necessarily just being able to be easily motivated, and noticing that maybe our energy levels and our motivation waxes and wanes with the phases of the moon, or like the phases of the moon. Well, with the phases of the moon too, because Mars in Cancer would be answering to the moon, okay? The North Node enters Pisces, whoop, whoop, and the South Node enters Virgo. I'm so happy for this to be over. I need this gone expeditiously. The Aries, Libra, Cancer, and Capricorn people are tired. The lunar nodes are points of fate and destiny. When the North Node is in Pisces, it's more about compassion for humanity, leaning into spirituality, trusting the flow of the universe. When the South Node is in Virgo, we are letting go of the constant need to plan, to attach ourselves to the outcomes, to judge or criticize ourselves or others. Let's let that perfectionism, overthinking, and overanalyzing stay in 2024, okay? Shout out to all my Virgos and my Pisces, because it's going down, okay? Baby, as they say in Houston. The full moon in Cancer on January 13th is looking spicy. Why? The moon is conjunct Mars in Cancer. I actually have this in my natal chart in a wide orb. And I'm not gonna lie, it's your emotions and your assertion are just riding shotgun together everywhere. So it's like if somebody offends you on an emotional level, you are ready to go at them on a assertive level, which can often be like squaring up, having a battle, a back and forth of words, I like to say, if you break our heart, we'll break your jaw. But that's a joke, because we don't promote violence at the hippy dippy. But it's just like we could be more sensitive and more impulsive and ready to ride for our family, for our feelings. There is a nice sextile to this moon to Uranus. The moon is supporting our change, growth, and new opportunities. The sun enters Aquarius January 19th. Happy Aquarius season to all my aquas, my little robots. Then it forms a conjunction to Pluto 2 days later. This is intense. The sun conjunct Pluto. I just lived through this for what feels like forever. So the sun is our motivation. It's our dreams. It's our aspiration. It's our lightness. It's how we want to shine. Pluto is transformation, power, and control. Pluto is our darkness. It's our shadow. So the shadow of Pluto engulfing the light of the sun, it can be intense. It's definitely transformative. It's passionate. It's possessive. It's obsessive. Maybe there's some fears. Maybe there's some traumas. Maybe there's some kind of power struggle or shadow behavior that arises. Lean into the light, okay? The new moon in Aquarius on January 29th is supercharged. I'm loving this new moon, actually. especially for my Aries risings, because this is in the 11th house, right? That's the house of wishes. The sun, Mercury, and Pluto, the moon, of course, will all be in the sign of the water bearer. And the sun and the moon are making this nice trine to Jupiter and Gemini. Yes, let's go. Luck is on our side. And it's time to think outside the box. This is also the Chinese Lunar New Year. It's a new beginning. Aries risings, manifest on this moon. I'm banging on the table so you get the vibes. I am going to remind everybody, the very next day, the modern ruler of Aquarius, Uranus, stations direct. I'm loving this, okay? Change can start happening. Things can start shifting. Yay, yay, yay. I don't know why I did that. January transits to watch based on your rising sign. See, I'm switching it up. Aries, January 6th, Mars retrograding back into Cancer in your 4th house of home and family. Mars retrograde is just a period where you can feel like things aren't moving as fast because that's your ruler. It's okay. Take it slow. Give yourself permission to rest. Taurus, your ruler, Venus, enters Pisces on January 2nd. That should be good for you. Venus is exalted in Pisces. It loves it there. You should feel more, I don't know, just positive and a little bit more powerful. And then January 30th, Uranus goes direct in Taurus. So it's moving closer to leaving your sign. It's going to be in Gemini in July. It will retrograde back into Taurus, and then it'll be gone forever. Well, for our lifetime in 2026. So Gemini, we have the sun trine Jupiter on January 30th. This is one of my favorite transits ever. I love this transit. I have this in my chart. I always brag about that. It's a wide orb, but I claim it. Okay, it's a weak orb, but that little weakness gets me through. All right, the sun trine Jupiter, that's just a lovely period. You'll feel optimistic, you'll feel inspired, you'll feel motivated. It's a lucky day for you. All right, so manifest during that new moon on the 29th and then tap into that sun trine Jupiter on the 30th. Cancer. All right, we already know Mars retrograding Cancer on January 6th, retrograding back into your sign. That's impacting you. Maybe you feel a little bit more aggy, a little more aggressive, even a little bit more tired because it is retrograde, or some anger issues pop up. Also, we have the full moon on January 13th in Cancer. That's a spicy one. So watch out. I think that's at 23 degrees. Yes. Leo. Tomorrow, Mars and Leo, opposite Pluto and Aquarius. So whenever you're listening to this, this is the vibe for you this month. That is that tug of war, that back and forth between power and control and action and ambition. Okay. Who's blocking you? Who's your op? Because an opposition is an op, all right? Or who's your perceived op, right? Because everyone is your comrade. We're all brothers and sisters in humanity. Okay. Virgo, January 11th. We got the North Node entering Pisces and the South Node entering Virgo. It's time. You're revisiting karmic lessons from the past. Let's go. Don't resist. What you resist, persist. Libra, January 2nd, Venus enters Pisces. That's your ruler. You should feel happy. You should feel cute. You should feel motivated. I don't know, drop a playlist on Spotify. Let's go. Also pay attention to like all the Cancer stuff happening, right? Because what would that be for my Libra risings? That is in your 10th house, right? Maybe some career delays. Scorpio, for you this month, I would look at Mars, your traditional ruler, retrograding back into Cancer. Maybe you don't have that go-getter spirit that you usually do. And I'd also take a look at that Mars and Leo opposite Pluto and Aquarius. Why? Because we have both of your rulers, right? Your traditional and your modern ruler going up against each other. So you may just feel like there's some, I don't know how else to explain it, power struggles, some anger issues, some things that are popping off for you. You're feeling a little spicy. All right, Scorpio, take the high road. Don't seek revenge. Sagittarius, we got the sun trine Jupiter. The sun, why am I giving you that? Oh, Jupiter is your ruler, okay? And then also Sagittarius, I would pay attention to, what would I pay attention to? The nodes entering Virgo and Pisces, right? The nodes shifting signs, that's going to be impacting you because at some point the nodes will square your sun, your rising, or your moon, okay? That's just that pressure point. It's the urge to do something, to take some kind of chance, to try something new, to step out of your comfort zone. Capricorn, gang, gang, happy season. January 8th, Mercury enters Capricorn. It's my Mercury return, gang, gang. And then we have January 15th, the sun in Capricorn opposite Mars in Cancer. Mercury in Capricorn, great for your ideas, communication, friends. Sun in Capricorn opposite Mars in Cancer. This is a tricky day. I would say take the high road, right? Sun in Capricorn opposite Mars in Cancer. It's giving like power struggles, maybe something with home and family versus work and career. Aquarius, January 19th, the sun enters Aquarius. We love to see it. And then January 21st, the sun is conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. We don't necessarily love to see it, but good time for transformation, all right? Healing. January 29th, it's a new moon in Aquarius. It's a new you. It's your solar return and it's a new moon in your sign. What do you want? What's the game plan? What do you want your life to look like? What are your aspirations, dreams, and goals? Happy January, everyone. Thank you for rocking with me in 2024. I'm excited about 2025. Despite all of the crazy astrology that's happening, we are going to thrive.